guys, welcome to day 5. I'm so excited you're still here. I know you're learning a lot of stuff and it can be overwhelming, but like I said, I want you to understand that this is a business and this is voluntary. What you're doing right now is voluntary, and I think you guys are awesome for doing it. But you are learning pieces of a business, growing a business, the potential for 6-7 figure business. Whether that's your goals or not, that's totally up to you, but this business is here because it's flexible. You have the freedom to choose what you want to do. You know, maybe you want to do this for a lifetime. Maybe this is what you want. Maybe you want to leave your job. Maybe you want to retire your spouse. Maybe you guys want to work this together. Maybe you just want your Shakeology covered. You know, there's all of those different options, and it's whatever you want is why you're here and what you want to do to your business. So in this video, I wanted to cover getting your coaches started right, because I think there's an important process of giving coaches tools that they can utilize if they choose to do so. All of them might not, but if they have them there to use at any point in time, if they come into the business with certain goals, maybe just to have their Shakeology covered, but then they decide they want to make a full-time income, they need to have the tools to do so, right? So as their coach, you are the one who's going to set the tone in the very, very beginning. I love to chat with coaches about their goals, so I have an idea of how I can really help them reach those goals. Obviously, I can't do work for them, but I can give them or help them utilize different things. So a few important tips that I'm going to give you on getting your coaches started right. A welcome email is important. Welcoming them to the team. If you're on my team, you've gotten one. So you can use that same template if you want. You don't have to recreate the wheel. There's a sample one in the online office as well that you can use. Create your own, totally up to you. But in that email, you want to make sure to include vital information, maybe training, maybe different schedules, team calls, how they can reach you best, just some of that kind of stuff, so that you know that they have that little tidbits of information to get them started, and then they know where to go if they do decide to jump on a team call or they do want to access training. So that part is important. Even as a discount coach, I always send the welcome email, because some discount coaches end up being coaches. They want to work a business, so they have that email sitting there if they want to. I always include in my emails to schedule a get started right call with me, and normally my worker coaches, they're the ones who are going to contact me. Discount coaches usually just ignore that portion because they're not working the business. So my working coaches see that, and then they usually contact me to schedule a get started right call, which I'll talk about in a second. Second, you want to go ahead and introduce them to the team. So whatever you want to do, whatever you're comfortable doing, you know, tagging them in training, letting them know where they can find it, to come to you with any questions, inviting them to the team pages, you know, whatever team pages you want to be a part of or that you are a part of that you feel they can utilize as well, is important to include them in that, right? Because there's incentives, there's awesome trainings, there's resources, there's before and after pictures, there's everything you can utilize. The accountability and the support alone is incredible in the team pages. So introducing them in there, whether you want to shout them out, whether you want to tag them in the pin post, that's usually what I do. I might make a little picture, banner saying welcome or new coach, you know, something fun so they get excited. You know, it's fun. If you want to introduce them into the team, why they're there, it's 100% up to you. You will have support and backing in the team pages, but it's important to include them in that as well. I usually let them know in the welcome email that I'll be adding them to the team pages, because maybe as a discount coach, you know, I do add them. Maybe they don't want to be added, and they can let me know, hey, you know, I appreciate it, but I don't really want to be added to any more pages, and that's a-okay. So I give them that advance notice so that they can make that decision themselves, okay? After I welcome them into the team, I usually schedule that get started right call, or they schedule it with me. I like to do a get started right call myself. That is my choice. There are tools to utilize in our team pages for group get started right calls or recordings. So however you want to do it is totally up to you. I prefer to do face-to-face because if I'm going to be working with you on a daily basis, if I want you to be comfortable speaking to me, asking me questions, talking to me, sharing your goals, your life, your dreams, your ambitions, I want you to know who I am. So I want to talk with you one-on-one to kind of put that out there. So a few things I like to talk about is really welcoming them to the team, what they can expect, as well as I like to ask them about their goals, their dreams. You know, if they want to be a hobby coach, a discount coach, an all-in coach, that's something I always ask because I'm not going to mentor an all-in coach the same as a discount coach or even a hobby coach because I'm not going to tag them in all these trainings and this and that if they don't really want to work the business, right? So I like to get an idea of where the person's at so that I can help them the best that I can. I like to know what kind of income they'd like to make or what kind of goals with the company they'd like to make, their own health and fitness goals. I like to lay out little time frames, and then depending on what kind of coach they are, if they're a working coach, I love to explain Emerald, the perks of Emerald, because that's the first milestone, as well as the Success Starter program. So if you're not familiar with the Success Starter program, I would definitely take a look in the FAQs because that is something that is crazy awesome for our new coaches, and it really incentivizes them to go above and beyond their first couple months because you can gain so much from it. And then I just talk about that kind of stuff as well as just kind of get to know each other, just kind of explain who they are, who I am, because some people I've never met before. I've met only online. So it's nice to kind of get an idea who they are and they get an idea of who I am. So I think that's very important. At that point, you know, when you know if they're an all-in coach or even a hobby coach, if they want to work the business and they want to learn a little bit more, definitely tag them in training. There's a training in our team pages, so you can go and you can find that, tag them in it, let them know, go at your own pace, let me know if you have questions. Maybe check in with them after a few days, see how far they are, maybe a week, whatever you'd like, and then keep tabs. Check in with your coaches every once in a while, just see how they are, see if you can help them in any way if they're struggling. I like to be here if, you know, a coach says, this is what this person said back to me when I invited them. Do you have any advice? I'm always up to give advice, 100%. A few other things you can utilize are, you know, let your coaches know that when they start inviting, when they start talking to people, when they post their coming out post, all of that stuff, there's great resources in our team pages. So definitely go through the files section, the photos if you want to see transformations and picking your own program, which is very important in helping your new coaches pick their first program, because that's what we do with our challengers and that's what we can do with our coaches, because our coaches are going to be products of the product. That's how they're going to really elevate their business and really help people as best as they can because they're familiar with the program, they're familiar with the meal plan, they're familiar with the shakes. So it's all encompassing and it's very, very important. Explaining to them the vitals. I always explain to them the vitals of our company, and I ask them what personal development book they plan on reading first. I always recommend The Compound Effect on YouTube if they don't want to go out and buy something right away because it's free. So that's a great option to start the investment in themselves without having to really buy anything. And then I always recommend some of my favorite books because personal development is essential. It is absolutely essential in this business, okay? I promise we're going to hear no's, not now's, maybe later's, maybe nothing. And that kind of stuff is hard to take as a business owner, but that's how it is, you know? We're here when people are ready. So working through personal development, understanding how we can better connect with people and better connect with ourselves is so important in helping us grow and in turn helping our businesses grow. So I think I got most of it covered. The last thing I'm going to mention is the business quick start. So that's something they should be getting and doing and keeping for themselves so that they know who to contact when they have any issues. They know your information as their upline coach and they know their diamond upline coach's information as well. Because if there are any questions, there is no shame in contacting somebody saying, hey, I tried looking this up, but I couldn't figure it out. Would love to ask you, maybe you can give me some advice or some help. That's why we're here. You definitely want your coaches to be able to function on their own and know where they can find answers to questions without you having to tell all of them, because we're not always on our phones or our laptops. We have families. Maybe school or a job, you can't be on your phone all the time. So making sure they at least know where the team pages are, the FAQs, and their online office, as well as even just coach relations that they could call up and ask questions as well. That is just important to let them know and for them to have that information just in case they can't contact you. Okay, so I want you guys to just be familiar with it. Maybe go take a look at sample welcome email in the back. Check out training in our team pages. Just understand where all of these things are so that you know what you want to do when you have coaches sign up. All right? Bye, guys.